What's up, guys? Will Bitcoin break 50,000? That is the million-dollar question. Also, we're going to be talking a little bit about different types of exchanges real quick before we get into the charts. And that's talking about the A-Book and B-Book exchanges. I know a lot of people don't know the difference, so I'm going to do a brief summary of what that is so you kind of understand what kind of exchange you're dealing with. And then we are going to take a look at the charts and see what's going on. So definitely stick around. Don't forget, there is a free Discord link in the description below the video. Definitely check it out. It's totally free, and let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Don't forget, we do a free Ledger Nano S hard wallet giveaway every Sunday. All you have to do to enter to win is make sure you subscribe to the channel, tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post videos, smash the thumbs up, and leave your comments down below. For your comments today, let me know what you think, how high you think Bitcoin's going to get on this cycle. I'm curious to know, and I'm also going to tell you how to win a $500 promo code that'll give you a $500 trading account for Primex BT, and I'll tell you how to do that here in a little bit. But first, let's take a look at gold. We got back above our 21 EMA, but our resistance is still at 55 EMA, 1852. As you guys know, I'm still waiting for this target of around 1736. If that breaks, 1647. Now, talking about the exchanges, just real quick, a lot of people don't know the difference between an A-Book and a B-Book exchanges. And I always talk about scammy exchanges. And that's usually referring to the B-Book because they trade against you. But I'll go over a brief summary real quick. An A-Book means your trade is passed through the market and filled by a liquid provider. Basically, a fancy term for a bank. Imagine you want to buy some USD JPY. Your broker places the order with the bank, and the bank digs into the vault and fills the order. This A-Book transaction is what most people understand as a role of a traditional broker, a transaction facilitator, not a supplier. Think of a real estate broker or a stock broker. They source the deal, and in return, they get a commission. So basically, that's how an A-Book exchange works. Now, that's what Primex BT is an A-Book. And then you have like bybit, Binance, okex, bitmex, which are B-Book exchanges. And now B-Book, forget the bank, you're now buying directly from the supplier, so they hold their own. When placing a trade on the broker's B-Book, they fill your trade internally. Instead of passing your trade along to the banks, they'll fill you from their balance sheet. They take the risk in their own with their own company capital, so when you win, they lose, and vice versa. So basically, they trade against you, and when you lose, they win. So they want you to win, or they want you to lose, so they win. And basically, like I said, they could trade against you. They see where your orders are, your stop losses, and they usually chase them. That's why I don't like the B-Book exchanges. They need to run through people. They kill people's accounts, so they need more and more people coming all the time to keep it going. The A-Book, on the other hand, they would prefer you stick around, so they're not trading against you, trying to get you to lose, because they make money off of the fees and the spread alone, not by liquidating you. When you get liquidated, they don't make that money when they liquidate you like they do in the B-Book. So just, if that makes sense to you, just be careful what you're doing. I'm not saying use one or the other, but so you know what the difference is. If you do want to use or check out Primex BT, I'll leave a tutorial how to use their margin up top. My favorite exchange, they don't trade against you. You could trade crypto, Forex, gold, silver, S&P, Dow Jones, oil, natural gas, all kinds of different things on one exchange. You can have multiple trades. They don't clump them together. So you can have longs and shorts at the same time if you're doing, longer term and shorter term trades. And yeah, check them out if you haven't already. You can use my promo code Savy50 to get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit, up to 1 Bitcoin to use towards your margin, and Savy25 to get you 25% off of your fees. If you leave a comment with the word, or with 500 down below, that will get you entered to win a $500 Primex BT account. I will be giving that away when I do the ledger giveaway. So let's take a look here at the 1 hour chart on Bitcoin. So this is the target we've been waiting for a few days now, that 49,551, and that is a break of this falling channel. Let's zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna get that. You can see there's a falling channel in the RSI also, but let's zoom in a little bit. Well, first, let's take a look at this falling channel. We had a measured move of that, which also got us to that 49.5 to 49.6 range. And if we look at this smaller falling channel here that we broke out of, this was the trade we were talking about to go up to that 49.5. We have not come all the way back down to test this channel, which we could still at around 45,600 range, or break back below and coming in here, then we'd be looking for the 200 EMA around 43. But as of right now, I'm still looking for this target around 49,551. Now, if we looked at this and what I was talking about with could we break the 50,000, I do expect some heavy resistance here, possibly coming back down to these areas. If we do break above this 49,550 and we get support here, my next target is going to be around 55,000 if we can do that. We'll see what happens here. Definitely make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you share the video if you guys enjoy the videos, and I will be doing daily updates, try to keep you guys updated on what I'm seeing in the markets. Now, if we do get a rejection here, we could come back down to this 38.8 range, which was our old resistance, new support. If that breaks, we could also come all the way back down to retest this 36.6, 36.7 range, which would be the top of this falling channel that we broke out of. So be aware of that. And then we could still get one more leg up. I know a lot of people think that this bull rally has to continue until the end of the year like it has in the past. It's possible. I'm also going to show you a very bearish scenario at the end of the video. It is not a guarantee, but it is definitely a possibility that you need to look at. Everybody talks about, because it's a 4-year cycle, it always goes to the end. Well, what they don't talk about is that every cycle ends in an 80 to 90% correction. So let's go on a little bit. Here's another area I'm looking for. If we look at the 4 hour, look at this as a rising channel. There's a possibility coming up and getting rejected around that 50,900 also. And if that happens, that also gets us back down to test the bottom range around 36 or so. But a break of that, it could actually go as high as the 68 to 69,000. I know I said 55 on the 1 hour, but this is a different look at the chart. So, but if we do break back down and don't get above the top trend line, and we come back down to the 36 and that doesn't hold, then we have a target of around 18.5. The DXY is getting pressure today on the downside, but as I've been talking about, unless it breaks down past the 89.20, I'm not bearish on the dollar. Basically right now, all it seems to be doing is retesting the support on this 3-day RSI triangle. As you can see, last time we've been talking about this fractal here, and I do believe we're going to see something similar in the dollar rise up. As you guys know, the stock markets are all up, Bitcoin's all up, but that's because of Bitcoin, or the dollar's down. When people get out of the risky assets, the dollar rises because everybody gets back in the dollar. I know everybody says buy gold, silver, whatever. They say that every time before a market crash. Not saying it's gonna, but I do believe there is one coming. And when that happens, the dollar goes up. And you know, the value of the dollar is more, so the value of the risky assets goes way down. People get out of them and get into the dollar. You know, people say gold's a safe haven. If you look at every past market crash, they always say get in gold and whatnot, and all of that stuff crashes with it. The only thing that gains strength is the dollar. Let's take a look at the dollar overlaid on the Bitcoin chart here. As you can see, every time the dollar bottoms out on this trend line, which it has, Bitcoin is topped or very near the top. So I do think we're very near. And if we raise the dollar up, every time the Bitcoin bottoms, the dollar tops. Bitcoin bottoms, the dollar tops. So something to keep an eye on, be aware of. and let's take a look at, so this is going to be the unpopular chart. We're going to do some measurements here real quick. As you can see, this is 2017. We had a rising channel and a breakup. 2019 rising channel, broke up out of it, and same thing over here. Now let's take a look. I'm going to take a look at a couple different things. From where we broke out of this channel here, we went up 213% to our peak, and then we came back down. And also what I want to point out is, let's zoom in here, guys, so you can see it. When we broke out of this rising channel, we always came back down into it and then below. And if we look at our second touch on the top of the rising channel, I have this dotted trend line across here, which we capitulated below. And let's measure from the top to the low here and see what that was. That was 85%. Okay, now if we go from where we capitulated below this trend line to the bottom, let's zoom in and see what that was. That got us to around 37% below this trend line. Now let's go over to here in the 2019. Same thing, same rising channel. And if we go from where we broke out, it was 115% after the breakout of this rising channel. We came back through the channel. And then, of course, we have our trend line off of the second hump. Let's bring it over here. Oh, that's one more thing real quick before we move on. And then we had this triangle at the top. And I've explained in my past videos, if you want to go check them out, why the triangles form at the top. It's like that. But if we take a measured move of that triangle, that also got us lined up with the low over here. And same thing in 2019. And again, guys, I'm just saying beware of this. There's no guarantees. I don't care who says it. There's no guarantees that the market's going to just continue up. So you got to beware of both sides. A lot of people got wrecked in 2017. But if we took a measured move, it got us down to this low over here. Now let's look at that same trend line off of the second hump in the second touch of the top of the channel. We take that trend line and we come across here. Remember over there it was 34%. Same thing here, about 34%. Now let's look at where we're at now. Again, doesn't have to be topped here, but it's possible. But let's just take a look at what's going on. If we took the same thing, same triangle, and there's no guarantee where this triangle starts or ends anyway, but I'm just using this bottom wick here as a sample to figure out, and this is pure speculation, but that gets us down to around 84,000, if that's the top that we're at now. Obviously, if it went up a little bit higher to that 5560, then that target's going to be lower. But now let's take a look at 2019, how far that came down once it topped out. Let's take a measurement, and that was about 73%. Now let's go back over to here. Let's say we topped out here, right? An 80% correction would get us around the 84,000, or yeah, $8,400 range. Now let's take a measurement from that trend line, from that second hump, and let's look for 30, let's say 33%, 34, same as the others, and that gets us to the same area, about 8,200, 8,300. Again, I know this isn't going to be popular, but it is something you have to take a look at. Back here in 2017, remember, everybody was so bullish, even all the way into January and into February. People continued being super bullish. Same thing over here, 2019. But you can see what happened. I mean, people got wrecked. Nobody expects the top to be there. Back here in 2017, they were still calling, but in January and February of 2018, they were still calling for $100,000 Bitcoin. And I know everybody says it's different this time, but Bitcoin has always corrected 80%, 70 to 90% after a big parabolic run like this. I don't see why this would be any different. Again, we could go up to that $55,000 to $65,000 range, still is possible. But there's no guarantees in the market, guys. Just be careful. A lot of people lost a lot of money here. And I know a lot of people say they'll just hold it, which if you can, you'll probably most likely be safe. There's still no guarantees, but these people over here sold usually at a huge loss, and smart money was buying down here, guys. Smart money was buying down here, and smart money was buying down here. They were selling up here. I know everybody says that Tesla and everybody's buying to hold. They can tell you whatever they want. It's an unregulated market. Just remember that. Let's look at the funding rate. As you can see, our funding rate on the daily is rising way back up again. That means there are way more longs than shorts. So be careful here. And let's take a look at Ethereum. So we've been watching this rising channel. We've been watching this rising channel. So if we are able to break that $19,000 area today, we could have a measured move target of 24,000. If we get rejected up here, come all the way back down to test the old all-time high, which would be the bottom of that channel. And this wouldn't happen in a day, but if we were to do that, the breakdown from there gets us down to around the $945 range. We're watching this falling channel in the RSI. We are above it now, but we did close right on it yesterday. So this daily candle is going to be really important. If we do break that 19,000, then we're most likely headed up to the $2,400 area. This is my wife's webpage, anchorimage.com. If you guys would check it out, she's got a lot of cool stuff on there. Great gift ideas that she makes, and it's quality stuff, not garbage. She can put pictures on glass, aluminum, all kinds of different stuff in here. And there's also a Bitcoin section, so crypto, check it out. And thanks a lot for tuning in. Don't forget to leave your comments below. I'm curious to what you think the top is going to be of this cycle. And also don't forget to put $500 in your comment. That will get you a chance to win the $500 Primex BT account. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking your CryptoSavvy logo above my head. Smash that like button, leave your comment below, and I will see you tomorrow. Take it easy, guys.